Hey everyone, welcome back to Four at the Back. We've got the FPL edition lined up for you today in this video. We'll start by discussing our teams and what other fixtures we'll have and how game week 2 is going to be planned out. So stick around and you'll definitely learn something new in this video.
So how did your teams do? I heard Sabuji got defeated in the four at the back head-to-head league. Is that true? Is there any truth
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
that statement?
Crazy. It's crazy that we were talking about Salah not having a good preseason and he gets a fucking hat trick, and
Yeah,
it's crazy to think that 30,000 FPL owners had him as a triple captain. It's what's crazy is that one of your players didn't start a match, and still that player ended up scoring more points than I did. Vinagre didn't play, and Egan played for me, and because Vinagre didn't play, you got 6 points from Mitchell, and Egan scored 0 points, and I didn't get any points for him. It's such a crazy game week, such a crazy game week, man. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. But
I
anyways,
mean,
I scored 59 in the first week, and I still think Aubameyang was a better choice to have, a more secure choice to have. But yeah, that's how FPL goes on, sometimes.
yeah, I love the jam. Game week one, I get a bench player, and that is 6 points for me. That is why I always say it is really important to arrange your bench very well. And I really did not have a choice to arrange my bench because one of my players on my bench was Luke Shaw. He wasn't playing. The other one was Ryan Brewster, and I don't think he played. So Mitchell was obviously going to come on for me, and it just worked. And if you look at it, Vinagre didn't play, but if Vinagre did play, I would have at least got 6 points from him too. So it's not really like I'm jamming into those points because it was going to happen anyway. Let's look at your team then. Let's see how your team has done. So, anything that you are happy with, anything that shocked you, or something that you want to change for going into next week?
As you can see, this is my team. Some of the players flopped. Alexander Arnold flopped and Bednarek flopped. But Justin did really well. He scored 9 points. I wasn't expecting him to get an assist. Aubameyang scored a goal. Salah scored a hat trick. He was fantastic. I was a little disappointed with Son. I thought he would score or assist. Danny Ings flopped. I'm a little disappointed about him as well. Werner got an assist, but he was injured in the process. I think he's a doubt for the second game week. Moving ahead, this is my updated team. I've brought in Richarlison in place of Danny Ings. I think Richarlison was really good, and they play West Brom at home. Southampton play Tottenham, and given Jose's record, I think Tottenham will be a little more defensive, uh, keeping in mind they had a very bad opening game week against Everton. I've also gotten Anthony Martial for Timo Werner, so I get a -4. But since Martial has been red hot recently, and the game is against Crystal Palace and United play at home, I am expecting him to have a positive outcome. So these are the two changes moving ahead for me into game week 2. Um, I'm hoping I do a little bit more better than I did in game week 1.
Yeah, I think triple Southampton was a bit of an overkill there. So you have corrected that. Let's see how it goes. An early hit is a really interesting one. I wouldn't have suggested, but sometimes you just got to go with it. So Shijak, how does your team look like? Did you perform up to the standards you thought you would?
Was my first FPL, so I think it was fairly good. Like I scored 45 in the first game week. Uh, as far as goalkeeper goes, McCarthy was flop. Like Southampton lost to Palace. Alexander for me was a flop too. But I had Justin as my defense in my defense. Also, my two players didn't play. Like didn't start. Saka didn't play any minutes, so I had Mitchell on the bench, which got me 6 points. And Mitrovic, like most of the FPL managers took him in this team that Fulham didn't start with him. I think, but I'll keep Mitrovic in my team because from the next week I think Fulham will start him. It was, I think, a sort of mid injury for Mitrovic, like he didn't start. As far as changes goes, I think like I'll change Son for Kevin De Bruyne. Uh, as far as like Kevin De Bruyne, no saying goes like he was the player of the season last season. So I think like he would score me points.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first week. I mean, you did score a bit less, but you'll get better. You need to get used to the game, and you'll see. Just try to learn it. First season, it's a wild card. Nobody expecting you to do anything. It's like Fulham getting promoted to the Premier League. Just go with the have fun. Don't think about the consequences, and you will enjoy it. I think the first season was the one most of us enjoyed this game the most. Now it's just too serious for us. So yeah, let's look at my team. Here's my team. I did the best out of the lot as expected. I am kind of FPL guy here, and if I don't do well, it kind of does not look good for me. So I scored 66 points. Still game week one, but I'm very happy with that return. Some big players didn't do well, as Sabuch said. Alexander Arnold had a really bad game. The Southampton guy did not do well. Suchek did not do well. But overall, I think it was a good game week. I jammed into 6 points from Mitchell off the bench. Almiron didn't start the game, but came on and got an assist. So gave me 4 points there. I captained Aubameyang, so missed out on the Salah captaincy. But still, I think had a fairly good week. Going into it, I had 2.5 million in the bank, which I think I'm going to use to replace Ali for uh, Bruno Fernandes. Normally, I don't do too many transfers. I try to be really stingy with my transfers. I try to give my players a bit more an opportunity than just one game, but the United fixtures are just too good to ignore. And I think I would like to jump ship and spend that cash. And I already have Luke Shaw on the bench, which I saved from game week one. I put him in the bench for that, so that was a bit of a. I think it was a good move from me, and I will have a double United in my team for the Crystal Palace game, and I will not have to take a hit. And I will try to protect my free transfers and like not go away just like that, so that I get more opportunities and more time to assess my squad. And I will be looking at the City assets as they play Wolves next week and see how they form up if Ferran Torres gets gets a game, so Phil Foden gets a game. Because I mean Kevin De Bruyne, everybody wants Kevin De Bruyne, but these are the cheap assets that could provide the goods for you, and that could be really really handy. Phil Foden and Ferran Torres are definitely on my watch list. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's how my team went. And yeah, let's next week some really tasty fixtures. I mean, if you look at it, Everton have a really good fixture. I'm very. It's going to be difficult for me to watch that game, especially since I have no Everton player. Leeds versus Fulham. That's going to be an interesting one because they are just newly
Arsenal versus
promoted.
West Ham.
Arsenal
Arsenal
West
versus
Ham.
West Ham. Yeah.
That just promises to be a murder there. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the start Willian had, I think, you know, I think there will be a lot of owners going in for him because he's what 7, 8 million, I guess, and he had 3 assists. Or either way, FPL counted only two, but technically he had 3 assists. I think he's been in great form, and the way Arteta is using him, he's using him as a number 10. So I think he'll be very vital to the goals that Arsenal score this season.
I still don't think he will be consistent enough for FPL points. He will be very good for Arsenal, I'm sure of that. But FPL wise, you have something different to look at, and I won't just judge him based on the Fulham game. I have to see him a couple of times for him to justify that 8 million price tag. Any other games that catch your eye for your players
I
or for
think
the players that you're looking?
I think Newcastle have a very good fixture. They play Brighton at home, and Newcastle now have a very good attack. Also, their midfield is a bit more sorted because now they have Hendricks partnering John Joe Shelby. And in attack, again, you have Wilson, you have Carroll, you have Maximin, you have Alan Saint Maximin, you have Miguel Almiron. So plenty of firepower over there. You have Ryan Fraser, So I think Newcastle's front three look very threatening, and it can be a really good game. As I said, again, um, Manchester United face Crystal Palace at home, and the team that Manchester United have assembled. Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial. I'm hoping Pogba would play. He'll be fit. So they've got some really pacey players who can get behind the defense, and Patrick Van Aanholt will be a really big miss for this game again for Crystal Palace. So I think Manchester United will score well in this game.
I mean, Patrick Van Aanholt scored at Old Trafford last year, so and he scored the winner in like the 92nd minute or something. So I'm
Yeah.
glad we are not facing him. Let's see how that goes. Anything that catches your eye, Teja?
Also, the game again, game of Leeds versus Fulham. Like the form Leeds is in and the Fulham form. Like I think Leeds would be purely dominating that game. So we can get to see very more goals in that game too. Like Bamford, whose price I think has increased from 5.5 to 5.6, and Harrison and Klitsch, like they played pretty well in the first game week too. Also, we'd like to see that if Rodrigo starts or not. Like most of the FPL managers had him in his team. So yeah, Leeds versus Fulham can be exciting too.
Mhm. I really think we should stick with Justin because Justin had a great first game, and I think I still feel that if we have any of the Sheffield defenders, we should stick to them because generally first game week, players are not really fit. Even though the last game that most of the team played was about 1.5 months ago, and his fitness level wouldn't have dropped that much. But again, with game time, I think especially for defenders, Sheffield United and Justin specifically for Leicester are very very good options.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah, I agree.
what do you guys think about taking an early wild card? Like now that we have 2 game weeks, so are you willing to take an early wild card or will you wait for more games?
I mean, not right now. I think it depends on your team and it depends on your strategy and it depends how far your team is falling off. Is what I'll say. Like if you think if your team you can manage or has like a couple of rough games, or if you can manage with a couple of free transfers, a couple of hits, I think you should save your wild card because there will be interesting things happening around the end of the season. That is like the deadline of the first wild card is I think game week 17, game week 18, or something like that. And around that, there will be a lot of things that is happening. There will be a Christmas period which will be having a lot of games. There will be Champions League like last knockings of the Champions League group stages. There might be a blank or two. You never know what's going on, and that really when that could help you. And some of the play Patrick Van Aanholt, Ricardo Pereira, they will come back from injury. Johnny Otto. So those times will be really interesting because then you can see how you want to adjust your team and you maybe change your team altogether. So for now, I think I'm going to stick with it.
Mhm. Okay, I think that was it for this game week. Then I guess looking forward to the next game week. Also, if you by chance have missed any of the updates, you can click on our channel and go back and have a look at all the other videos. I'm sure you'll get to learn more. You'll get more insights on the Premier League, and hopefully you'll find our videos exciting. If you do, please click on the like button and help us grow. You do it for the YouTube algorithm, man, because the more likes that you hit, YouTube will promote our content to newer viewers. So we are counting on you. Please don't let us down. Hit the subscribe button as well and stay up to date with all the latest updates for at the back. Until then, goodbye.